Everybody, welcome back to Southern Clucking Homestead. So today I want to go over how I make and can my pickles. So first you want to sterilize your jars and your lids. Make sure they're good to go so no bacteria grows while your food's sitting on your pantry. So then you want to prepare your cucumbers. You always want to cut off the blossom end, which is the lighter end. And then this will help ensure that it has like a crisp, firm, crunchy texture whenever you bite into them. It's something to do with like the enzymes at the end of that particular side. If you cut it off, then it keeps it where the pickles are firm and everything. I've made the mistake of not cutting the right end, and I've noticed that batch, they still tasted great. They were just a little on the soggy side and not as firm. So the years I've actually done it correctly and cut off the correct end, they come out super crunchy. And I mean, they taste like a pickle. So then after you prepare your cucumbers, then you want to do kind of your seasonings. So it's a teaspoon of dill seed or dill weed, and then half a teaspoon of your whole peppercorn and your mustard seed. So you put those in the jar, then go ahead and pack tightly with your cucumbers. And then while I'm doing all this, I'll go ahead and make my brine and get it boiling on the stove. So my brine is actually done. So I'm in the process of packing some of these other jars here. And so the brine, I use 9 cups of water, 4.5 cups of the canning vinegar, not regular vinegar. So regular vinegar is about 4% acidity, and the canning vinegar is 5%. So you need to have the correct vinegar or it will not be shelf stable. And so I always go on the canning aisle at Walmart, and they'll have it, the correct stuff. And so when you're packing your jars, you want to make sure you have a good headspace on it. I normally do about 1/2 inch, and that always works for me. And then you want to wipe off the rim of your jar just to make sure there's no food debris, so that way it will seal properly. And then just tighten it where it is finger tight so it's not overly tightened, and go on to the next one. Oh, and then I forgot to add with the brine, it's also a 1/3 cup of pickling salt as well. And you just get that to a boil. And you can actually save the brine. So if let's say I made too much brine, then I'll actually put it like in a quart jar and then store it in my fridge for about I always use it within about 5 days. Typically. But that is how I make my pickles, and we absolutely love them. So this recipe, and I used 4 pounds of cucumbers, the little pickling cucumbers. So this recipe made me 8 pints. And then I will water bath can these for 10 minutes. With them having the proper acidity, you do not have to pressure can, and we'll kind of get into that later on, the difference between water bath canning and pressure canning. But that is how I make my pickles. I think, like I mentioned, I'll water bath can them for 10 minutes, and then I'll just set them on my counter, and I'll put a little tea towel under them and then cover them up with another towel so they can cool off without getting like a temperature shock. And then I will check the seal the next day, roughly about 24 hours, to make sure they seal up properly, and then they will go in my pantry. So I'm gonna start a canning series. This is the first video, and then we'll go over some different things. I'll probably we'll show you how I can my pie filling, jams, jellies, stews, all that good stuff. So I hope y'all have a great day. And let me know what y'all are canning now. We've started canning season. So in the comments, just let me know what y'all are canning right now. Have a great day. Bye.